Liverpool's answer to a defensive crisis is an 18-year-old kid?
Okay, more now on our top story. Liverpool have agreed a deal with Parma for their 18-year-old centre-back, Giovanni Leoni.
Except he isn't just any 18-year-old kid. See guys, Arne Slot and Liverpool have figured something no one else in Europe has. This kid is the future. He's the ultimate breed of what they had with what they need to have. It's the reason why they're willing to spend 35 million on what some might consider to be untested talent. But for Liverpool, signing Leone means something more. To really understand why Liverpool wanted Giovanni Leoni, we have to understand what he is to the club now. Leone to Liverpool right now, he's a solution.
They sold Dijk Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen, so they, Endo and Gravenberch can play there for the odd game, but they can't play 30-40 games in case Konate or Virgil van Dijk get injured, so they needed reinforcements.
The Community Shield against Crystal Palace a couple of days back was a timely reminder to Slot and his team. On one hand, they started with arguably the first choice back four going into the season. On the other hand, a glance at the bench shows Liverpool had no recognised centre-back available. The position is very lightweight, and Arne Slot knows how dangerous that is. He's even had early warning signs already. Dijk Quansah left the club to join Bayer Leverkusen this summer in a deal worth up to $35 million. Joe Gomez, as of recording this, is dealing with an Achilles injury. Ibrahima Konate's injury record at Liverpool shows he's missed at least 3 to 4 weeks of action twice in 3 out of the 4 seasons he's spent at the club, including recurring injuries. Captain Virgil van Dijk missed the friendly game against Athletic Bilbao after Slot reported he was ill. He came back and had an off game against Palace. But the point is, Liverpool without Leone was an injury away from a full-blown crisis where they'd begin the season with just one or even no recognised centre-backs. That's the immediate issue Leone fixes. He brings cover to the position and adds depth. It's more than that. See, Liverpool didn't just sign Leone because they needed a new centre-back. Watching this guy play, his potential is scary. You know he's that good when he's got the Romelu Lukaku on the ground like this. He's more than just a prospect, he's a talent. At just 18, he's already played over 1,100 minutes of football in Serie A. He wasn't just playing these games because Parma needed numbers. Based on how he performed, the kid deserved to start. It's no secret that for centre-backs playing for Liverpool, they need to have quality with the ball. With Leone Slot, and Liverpool get a version they can mould. He is comfortable playing with both feet and ranked in the 64th percentile for successful dribbles per 90 and a passing accuracy of 88.7%, which has him in the top 38% of centre-backs. What these two stats mean is that rather than just hooking the ball away, Leone is composed with it. Truth is, he's more of a safe passer for now, preferring to take the nearest man option route than playing line-breaking balls like a Virgil van Dijk would. But then again, he's still only 18. Playing alongside and learning from Van Dijk would unlock that ability in his game in the coming years. Then again, playing for a team like Palermo last season was always going to limit his ability on the ball. They ranked 17th in the league for possession. It's a situation where Leone would have prioritised playing safe over playing balls over the top and risk losing possession. He's versatile too. That he played centre-back last season doesn't mean it's the only position he can operate in. Leone can also play right-back. Yes, Liverpool has options in the position, but like we saw last season, it wasn't odd for Arne Slot to have Joe Gomez, a centre-back playing at right-back when he needed to make emergency substitutions. It seems unlikely that it'll happen under Arne Slot for Liverpool, but if it does get to the point where they'd need to play a back three, Leone is also an option. At under 19 level for the Italian national team, he's played in a back three and functioned properly. Having an option like that who can play in multiple positions defensively is a big plus. But his biggest strength so far has to be his physique. At 6'5", he's like a tank, which makes it almost impossible to understand how he moves too easily. Like you'd expect from every proper Italian centre-back when it comes to physical duels, he is no slouch either. Leone ranked in the 70th percentile for the percentage of duels won in Serie A last season. He also ranked in the 68th percentile of aerial duels won. Again, it might not seem like much now, given that these are only base stats. But just to compare, Dijk Quansah ranked in the 5th and 9th percentiles for the stats we mentioned above. Looking at it like this, Leone isn't just another option, he's an upgrade. I mean, it just adds up. A 6.5 centre-back who tackles like Franco Baresi taught him academy football and has the modern traits of a centre-back, with composed ability on the ball. It's the perfect mix for Liverpool. Compare the numbers again to Van Dijk. The Liverpool captain's passing is elite. Compared to the kid, he only made his professional debut as a 16-year-old for Padova in Serie C in 2023. But data isn't everything in football. There's also the issue of the eye test. Liverpool has seen enough. And that's the difference between them and the rest of Europe. They're willing to take the gamble now rather than pay crazy money later. It's crazy scouting from Liverpool. For context, both Milan clubs, Inter and AC, were interested in Leone. Liverpool took the active step to bet on the future. He's only played 17 games, but there's noise around him. It's not just hype, it's proper noise. He was ranked in the 84th percentile for blocks and interceptions last season. We're talking about a kid who fits the Liverpool system that understands intercepting and positioning to clear attacks is much better than diving into tackles. He was a big part of Parma's fight to avoid relegation last season, and he put in some big performances too. This one against Juventus? In Parma's 1-0 win, Leone had 6 clearances, put in 3 tackles, including a last-man tackle, 2 interceptions, 2 blocked shots, an 88% passing accuracy after completing 35 passes, won all 4 of his ground duels, and 3 out of 4 aerial duels. He did this against a Juventus team looking to qualify for Champions League football and helped Parma keep a clean sheet. It's again incredible timing from Liverpool. You just get the feeling with Leone that waiting another year means the price tag Parma slapped on him could almost double. Right, so now we know how good he is. What's the Liverpool plan for him? Well, he won't be the only new face at centre-back this summer.
Are you able to talk about that a little bit more broadly, though, and say what expectation you have of possibly getting hold of Mark Kane?
No. No, because he's not our player, and unfortunately he was the captain of the team where we lost against.
Even though he refuses to comment on it, the deal surrounding Marc Guehi to Liverpool is getting closer. Unlike Leone, at 25, Guehi is coming to Liverpool as an almost ready-made player who can still hit a peak level in his career. But relating this to Leone, it suggests that the Liverpool plan for him is to give him the time to grow. Again, it adds up. With enough defensive cover, it means Leone has the time to learn. I mean, we've seen the story play out in the past for multiple clubs. The most recent example? Manchester City paid 40 million to Lens for 20-year-old Abdulkadir Kusanov in January, and his debut was one to forget. It was almost pitiful to watch. He made an error leading to a goal and became the constant target for Chelsea's attacks and was eventually axed by Pep Guardiola at halftime. But the point here is that Kusanov shouldn't have played that game. He only did so based on the situation City found themselves in with a defensive crisis at the club. Should Liverpool get Guehi in defence, which is more likely to happen now, there's even less pressure on Leone. You'd expect him to start cup games and Slot to gradually ease him into the team. Let's be real, you don't pay that amount of money for an 18-year-old unless you believe he's going to be a monster at 21. That's the deal with Liverpool, and yet somehow there's more. Signing Leone shows Liverpool and Arne Slot are thinking from 2 angles. Short term, we've already talked about him being a fix. He adds cover to the backline. But long term, he's the perfect crossbreed. Virgil van Dijk is 34. He's not getting any younger. Judging by football terms, he probably has 2 to 3 years at the top level before it's time for both him and the club to move on. His centre-back partner, Ibrahima Konate, has big questions surrounding his future at the club. Per multiple reports, he's refused to sign a new contract at the club, and it could become a repeat of the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation where he ends up leaving for free, or almost free. If Konate doesn't sign, then it means Van Dijk and Joe Gomez, who is always almost injured, would be Liverpool's main centre-back options heading into the 26-27 season. With Leone, it's the safety net of knowing that for the next 5 to 6 seasons, possibly even more, he'd still be at the club. Not just that, if he follows the trajectory his career has started at. Now, he'll be one of the best centre-backs in the world by then. Leone is part of a big summer for Liverpool and also represents what could be a shift in an interesting trend.
What people, I think, tend to forget at the moment, you mentioned just $300 million spent, but people are forgetting how many money we've brought in already, not only this summer, but also last summer. So last summer we had a big plus, so we earned more than we spent. And this summer...
The combination of outgoings and ingoings. In the case of Leone, this isn't a panic transfer, this is a calculated move. After winning the league, Arne Slot knows what the deal is. The teams around them have strengthened. It's also about getting numbers to replace the players who have left the club. At the same time, Leone is also showing that Liverpool's scouting network might be taking a different trend. In the past, majority of the transfers to the club used to be players who've performed well against the club or played against the club. It was largely the system with Jurgen Klopp. It seemed like it would be the same with Arne Slot after he bagged Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong from Leverkusen, a duo he watched play against Liverpool at Anfield in the Champions League last season. He watched Milos Kerkez play against the Reds in the Premier League. However, with Leone, it's different. The same way it was with Hugo Ekitike. It's about trusting the scouting network to believe they've got the ultimate fit for the system. The future is bright for Liverpool. They've already got one player under 18 making waves at the club, Rio Ngumoha. Now add that to an 18-year-old they expect to be the next big thing in the game defensively, and it's a genius plan. Buy ahead of the curve. What do you guys think about Giovanni Leoni? Is he the real deal for Liverpool and the future? Or is he going to become the second Italian in the space of 2 seasons to come to Liverpool and fail to make any major impact? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Matchday Moments for more videos like this.